Light is shining into the densest parts of our reality this week. This is your collective energy reading for February 16th through the 21st, the 8 of Earth, the mountain, and the invitation to shine down and reach the darkest places. Hey all, I'm Stephanie. I'm an intuitive energy reader, and each week I pull one tarot card to tune into the collective energy we're moving through. And then I explore how we as individuals can consciously work with the energy for more awareness and ease in these times. Before I go into the card I pulled, the 8 of Earth, I just want to share something important. I felt strongly called to restart my meditation group, and I'll be hosting it live on YouTube each week. It's going to be a guided 20 to 30 minute space to just pause, go inward, and get quiet together. I know how overwhelming all the noise and stimulation can feel, and I'm really feeling it too. So this is my commitment to grounding into something real, and you're warmly invited to join me. It's completely free, and it will begin Thursday, February 26th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific on my YouTube channel, Energy Aligns. Okay, let's get into this card, the 8 of Earth, the mountain. There are angels of light, there are light beings in existence, and we are of the earth, right? We've talked a lot about this in the past few tarot insights, that we are connected to source, something lighter and brighter, the energetic realms, ethereal realms. And here we are living on a very dense plane, the plane of earthly existence, right? Reality. And the phrase that comes up when I look at this card, and one that we teach to our children, and it is that there are no mistakes. And this is true on the universal level. And yet, there are different planes of existence. There are different planes of reality. There are different layers, and this card is really about the layers and what we can see and what we cannot see, what we choose to see and what we choose not to see. Okay, so in order to get a little bit of clarity about this card, we want to talk about the earth. The earth is the physical dense realities that we live in, that we move through, that we have to contend with. We sometimes have to observe, we have to see, we have to feel tactically, we have to move through. We have the physical where we have to get from point A to point B by our car or on a plane, by walking, by running, by bicycle. You get it, right? With movements that are not on the ethereal planes of our dreams, where we can move from one place to another with ease or quickness, where we can transport or teleport. But on the physical and in our waking reality on this earth, in this lifetime, we are moving in the denseness that is earth. That is what the earth is. And how do we create form? How do we move through form? How do we feel through form? How do we learn through form and from form? And so that is earth. That's why we're here, to learn lessons in this realm of denseness. There's no good or bad about it. It's just another way that our souls and spirits can learn, grow, and evolve. And here we are at the 8 in the cycle of 1 through 10 in the minor arcana of the tarot. We have minor arcana cards and we have the major arcana cards. The minor arcana cards are physical earth, the pentacles, swords for the mind realm, water and cups, which are more of the emotional realm, and the fire or wands, which are of the spiritual realms. So 1 through 10 is the cycle. And the way that the minor arcana cards differ from the major arcana cards is the minor cards are about what we're moving through in the nitty gritty, like the now, the in front of us, the daily, the small shifts, the small awarenesses. But they're not really small, right? And the major arcana cards are 0 through 21, and they represent big shifts, big cycles, big learning, lifetimes of learning, awarenesses that are shifting and changing on a more large scale. So all the cards in the tarot are important, and they all have potency. just layers. And this is what we are talking about now for the collective awareness of the layers. And so the minor arcana are more about the micro shifts, the micro awareness. And here we are at the 8 in the cycle of 1 through 10. When we're at the 8, we are deeply committed to the path that we are on, deeply committed to the lesson that we are learning. We are not turning back. We are over the threshold. We are closer to the culmination of our learning, of our growth in a specific territory. So here we are as a collective on our journey to deeply commit to understand ourselves as spiritual beings on this earth, deeply committed to learning and growth here in the physical. And that requires a connection and awareness of the dark parts and the light parts here. And not just black and white, not just duality. There are many layers, as we're seeing, right? There's many layers of beliefs. There are many different layers of being. There are many different layers of shadow. There are many different layers of light. There are many different layers of density. There are many different layers of lightness. There are many different layers of being, and it's kind of like when you go into a forest and you look through and you just see trees and trees and trees, right? Like if you go into a redwood forest or a pinewood forest, you see all the trees. But when you start to move through the forest, you start to see the very delicate, the very intricate layers and realms of the forest, from the bottom to the top, from in front of you to way, way beyond, and from all around you, from the tree to the seed, from the layers and the planes, all the way up to the tops of the trees, all the beings that live on all the different layers, all the plants and animals. It's so dense and so layered and so intricate. And so is our internal self, our internal realities, and therefore our external realities. So this is kind of a complex concept, but this is one that we're being faced to accept, relate with, and embrace now. The fact that it's not just 3-dimensional, it's not just 2-dimensional, it's not even 4 or 5-dimensional. This is multi-dimensional reality we're living in. We're starting just to really wake up and see it, even if we don't understand it. We don't have to know everything. We don't have to see it all, but we are starting to understand on a deeper level within ourselves that there's more. There's a deepening. There are more layers. There are more realities, right, than we can see that are just being shown to us in the news, for instance, more than just the information that we're being given. And so the real gist of this card, the real lesson here, the real awareness here is for us to start to look at our internal selves and see that we are of immense intricacy, that when we turn our awareness internally, we can find a lot of information, and not just the information of our minds. We can find a lot of delicacy and intricacy from the feelings that arise within us and how we relate to the outside world, to the communication that we are using, whether it's verbal or nonverbal, to the seeds that are deeply implanted in us, that are actually in our cells, the cellular memory, the seeds that were implanted in our physical body energetically as cells, as DNA, how these move, how those open up, how those open our internal selves to deepen in our realities internally, and therefore deepen and expand our realities externally. So how can we really use this card and this energy here? Because it's really conceptual, right, when I talk about this. So one way, one really powerful way we can use this energy now in a practice is we can try connecting with something that you're seeing outside and reflecting on and asking how that feels internally. So this isn't to connect to something big in the news, a theme, or something that's super complex. This is something small that makes you feel something on the outside. So when I look at this card, I see the sun down here, little sun in Virgo. So I'm not going to go into the astrology of it. The sun is a perfect example to use for this, or the moon. So you're seeing the sun, you're feeling the sun, you know what the sun is, you have an idea of the sun, you've learned science facts about the sun maybe, or the moon. Whatever it is that you have felt from the sun, maybe you've had a mystical experience with the sun, or you've watched the sunset and you felt good, whatever your relationship with the sun is, then you start to close your eyes and have a practice where you drop in to what that feels like inside of yourself. The energy of the sun, energy of a beach, energy of a conversation you had with somebody, the energy of obsidian, the energy of experience of petting your cat, the energy of riding your bike outside, the energy of sitting in a quiet bath, the energy of something outside of yourself. And you close your eyes and you start to feel what that feels like internally. Now, this isn't really that easy, but it's not really that difficult either. The practice is to pick the thing and then to close your eyes and commit to 10 minutes. Put a timer on your phone, have a quiet space. This could be in your car after work. It could be in your bedroom before you go to sleep. And you put your timer on, you close your eyes, and you take some very long, deep breaths to settle in your body. And then you start to imagine that thing in your mind's eye, the sun, for instance. You just start to imagine it. Then you feel into your body, just breathing into your body, asking your body to just be aware of the energy of the sun. Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel calm? Does it bring a feeling of expansion? Does it bring a feeling of tightness? Does it bring a feeling of nothing? Whatever it is for you, you're just paying attention. You are practicing internal awareness and softening. Now, I know this can sound a little abstract, but what you're actually doing is you're bridging a communication, and you're starting a relationship and a conversation with your internal self. And this is the most important and powerful thing we can do right now with our awareness, shifting our awareness from the external so much to the internal in small, short waves. Here you are, a 10-minute practice. I encourage everyone to give it a try and see how it lands for you. I'd love to hear your comments. Let me know if you've tried it. It was great, it was hard, it was like, what are you even talking about? Just anything you want to share. I'd be more than happy to hear about it and engage with it. I am sending lots and lots and lots of love and deep awareness in these times. Take care of yourself, get quiet, take longer breaths, and start to shift your awareness for part of the day into your internal reality. There is a lot there. It's a lot of information there. There's a lot of peace there, and there's a lot of love there. Okay, I'll see you all next week. Bye.